Welcome to the Coach Jake Ganus Show, sponsored today by W.C. Wright & Son, a proud supporter of Moody Blue Devil football. I'm your host, David Simpson. Well, Coach, congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
On win number 4, 2-0, another win in the region, so you're 2-0 in the region. Tough game Friday night.
Yeah. It felt it didn't feel very, clean. It felt like it was like a tough game. We were in it throughout, and then you go back and you watch the tape and you see the stats, and your offense had 426 total yards, had a 20-play drive before the half, and, came away with no points. But, we did some really, really good things. We didn't finish in certain areas on offense, but defensively, held them all night. And then I thought special teams-wise we were pretty clean besides the missed field goals. But, no, they're a really good football team. I know I said it last week, and that they came in, they played really hard. Coach does a good job getting them motivated, and schematically, on defense, they're a little unorthodox. They don't give you your typical box that you see, like a 3-2, 3-3, 4-2. They're just kind of got guys roaming around. They use a rover, which is hard to block, and so they did some things that kind of gave us some fits early. And then offensively, they run midline, triple option, then they'll break out and spread and run some different stuff. So, they did a good job keeping us on our toes, but ultimately, our guys played really hard, and we were able to find a way to get the win.
In the first quarter, you set the tone early with your defense. Mm-hmm. We get the ball, good field position on their 37-yard line, 5 plays in. CJ makes a great throw to Blaine.
Yep.
We're up 7-0. And then it's kind of like we couldn't get our hitting on all cylinders offensively. Can you kind of explain that a little bit?
Yep, penalties, shooting yourself in the foot. When our offense, I've said it before, we got 5 O-linemen that are starting in either new positions or their first-time starters. We got a first-time starting quarterback, and we got 2 to 3 receivers, depending on who's on the field, that have never started. So you're looking at any point in time, 7 to 8 to 9 new guys, and so they're still gelling, finding their chemistry. But shoot ourselves in the foot with some false starts on first down. We have 2 holdings that push our drives back, and then we have a touchdown call back in the second quarter. So just drive killers, and it's tough because you don't really have, a great 3rd and 21 play. No one does, but unless Davion comes back, then we can just throw it up to him. But no, like I said, it didn't feel good. And then you go back and watch the tape, and we moved the ball, we ran the ball, we threw the ball, ran for over 200, threw for over 200, very balanced, but just only scored 28 points. It just didn't feel like it was, that clean of a game.
Going back to the penalties on the false start with the air horn, a lot of people have asked, is it against high school rules to have an air horn at a game? When I guess you can bring them, but when the team lines up to snap the ball, you're not supposed to do that, or
no,
what is the rule?
I've done some research. It's on the NFHS website, and I've, found that artificial noisemakers and or the band in music, like when the ball is being snapped and it's during the play, I didn't see anything where they gave a specific time frame pre-snap. So when I asked the Whitehead, I stopped the game. I walk out there because we had 2 false starts right away with it, and he just kind of gave me the old, it's not a rule necessarily, that's administration's got to handle that kind of thing because it's not on the field of play. It'd be like someone, walking outside the fence doing it, I guess is what he's saying. And I think he is correct. I think that when the ball is snapped, there cannot be. But then I read in an article that Southside's band got a penalty for playing during the play or something happened. So still looking for some clarification on that rule. Obviously, I'd encourage our fans not to do that regardless of situation. That's not beneficial to anybody. I don't think that is the right thing to do, especially if you're trying to get the other team to jump off sides. I think that just line up and play.
Yeah.
But Coach Slade bought an air horn, so we're going to use it. We're going to use it at practice. But, again, that just comes with reps. Like I said, the guys, those are on the left side, got some new starters, different guys in different spots, and they're figuring it out and they're doing a good job.
Well, we get into the second quarter. We hope they get a good drive going, and your defense holds them to a field goal. And then we get the ball back, have a great drive, and Aiden Robinson made one heck of a catch and ran over the defender, gets in the end zone. We thought it was against Lincoln, and then there was the flag at line
Yep.
of scrimmage, so we had offset penalties. We go into the half up 7-3, and it was kind of feeling like if we could just get one or two more scores,
Yep.
this thing is going to blow wide open. And third quarter, that ended up,
Yep.
we kind of got our groove.
Third quarter, we had 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. Go up 28-3. Just executed, finished drives, and did a great job. And looked like who we want to be our standard on offense to score every time we touch it, and we did that. And fourth quarter, jumping ahead, we got some guys in and kind of stalled a little bit, but still had some opportunities there, moving the ball, got on their side of the field twice, and just didn't finish. But defense held their own and did a great job.
So in the fourth quarter, they're driving. They get down to the 3-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Can you address putting the first teamers back in? Was it a pride thing?
Yeah.
To, hey, you're not going to score on us.
Yeah, so we had the basically the entire A2 defense, which is like our, you can call them second string, but really they're like first and half string. We A1 and a halves, and so they're driving. They call a timeout because the clock was going to run out right there. There's 8 seconds left, so we get in the huddle. We say, first D back in, put our big boys in, and we tell them, hey, don't let them score. And they still had their first O. They Q sneak, get stuffed. They call another timeout, 3 seconds left. We do it, line up, do it again, get a stop. It's a great way to end the game. I know that probably, hurt on their side a little bit, thinking they were going to punch one in right there and you get stuffed at the end. But I've got nothing against their coach doing that. They're just trying to get some momentum, get a touchdown, make it 28-10, makes it feel a little better. I'm good with it. I have no issues. That shook his hand after the game. We laughed it off, and
that's good.
Yeah, it's on. Yeah, I got no problem. I promise. I'm all about competing, and I put my ones out there against his ones, and we're able to get a stop.
Well, it looks like CJ had a great night. Charlie Johnston, he was 20 of 35 for 206 yards and 3 TDs. And Blaine had another great night, 16 carries for 148 yards and 1 TD. One thing I noticed about Blaine, it was like he got a run. He kind of got banged up there. Second half, he came out a different.
Yeah.
I mean, he was on a mission. Can you touch on that a little bit?
Yeah. Blaine, man, he ran hard. He made some Blaine moves and did some really good stuff. And again, we got, when we're in our wide formations, I'll say 4 wide formations, that we've got 5 O-linemen, a quarterback and running back, and they had 7 in the box all night. So for us to be able to find success in the run game, numbers-wise, you really shouldn't. 7 on 5 is not an advantage for us, but we were able to do some stuff. Blaine was able to make guys miss and really put some moves. And then Charlie, he did a really good job. The one thing that I love about him and say about him, man, his poise is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, the kid, if he misses a throw, a lot of quarterbacks you can't yell at, you can't get on to him, but man, he just looks you and I say, yes, sir, fix it, and he'll fix it. And so we kept taking shots, and we knew we were going to connect on him. And he throws a back shoulder on 4th and goal from the 10, man. It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
And those are things you got to work time in over and over again. And so, like I said, all that's coming, and we're not going to quit taking shots. We're going to continue to throw the ball deep and stress defenses vertically. And so, you ended up having a good stat night, and we left a lot out there. There was a lot of touchdowns. I feel like we, miscommunication between Q and receiver or whoever, but it doesn't really matter. We're going to continue to grow him, and I'm really proud of him and super just proud of the kid and the poise that he has because it's not easy. He's
not rattled.
No, he's not, and that's the best part about him. And frame, arm strength, all that stuff, I'm telling you, is coming. The kid's got a great head on his shoulders, and I'm super happy and proud of him. We're just going to continue to get better and grow.
One thing, to talk about your defense, your linebacker, Zane, Gavin, Marshall, lights out on tackles. Yep. But this week, your interior lineman with Logan and Cam Mallory and Caleb O'Neill, it's just unreal how they played Friday night.
Yeah, they played awesome. They're getting better every week. Coach Gaines does a tremendous job with our D-line. We're able to play 7 guys for 4 spots, which is extremely rare, I think, in 5A to have 7 guys that play significant reps. I know I looked at the rep chart this morning. I mean, it was like 31, 31, 29, 28, 27, 28, like they were all right there, so it keeps them fresh. They're able to be productive, and like you said, in the middle, when you're able to control those interior gaps, lets your backers flow and run and make plays. And so they might not still show up on the stat sheet as much. I know this past game they did.
They did, yeah.
I know Cam and Meat both had around 10 tackles each, which is phenomenal. And Cam had a play where he chased the quarterback and outruns Charlie Kitts, who's on the 4x2 state championship relay team. Charlie's not slow now, and Cam outruns him to the ball, and Cam's going to play a long time. We're going to play the sport a long time. He's special.
I agree with that, Coach. Well, congratulations again on the win. Also, it was Moody's, as a program, 200th win. Mm-hmm. Congratulations to the Moody football program for getting their 200th win. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about Shelby County. You're watching the Coach Jake Ganus Show, brought to you today by W.C. Wright & Son.
You think this is just a gray metal box, right? Let's get a little closer. Closer? Amanda brand gas furnaces are designed, engineered, and assembled in the USA. So this baby is true red, white, and blue.
Contact Bart Perry for an auto quote today.
One might be tempted to say, "Excuse me, Mr. Grill Man, there appears to be a little extra burger on my burger." You're dang right there is.
Everybody goes to Milo's.
Welcome back to the Coach Jake Ganus Show, sponsored today by W.C. Wright & Son. Joining me now is offensive lineman right tackle J.B. Myers, who's a sophomore, and sophomore linebacker Jagger Ludolph. Guys, welcome to the Jake Ganus Show. J.B., we'll start with you. Friday night, how was the game Friday night, you thought?
I think it was okay, but it definitely wasn't the best that we could have done. Offense, we had a bunch of yards. We were moving the ball. We couldn't really finish like we could have. And a bunch of penalties were like stabbing us in the foot. And we just could have played a lot better.
So does the air horn bother you?
It doesn't bother me, but it bothers some of my teammates, and we're going to get that fixed.
So Coach Slade said you graded out at 87. You kind of happy with that? Or do you obviously you want to get 100. Does anybody get 100?
I don't think anybody can really get 100 because we're human. We're going to mess up. But in 87, I could have done better. I believe that I could have done way better than that.
So you had some loafs in there, loafing?
Yeah.
So what happens when you loaf? Do you have to run it practice?
No, sir. We'll just watch the film, go over it, and then practice. We'll fix it, correct it.
So this week is homecoming. A lot of people will be here. Have you seen any film on Shelby County?
I have. They've got some great guys on their team. With homecoming this week, it's just going to be a week that we need to lock in. There's going to be a bunch of distractions. We just need to lock in and keep it about us.
Focus on your opponent, right? Mm-hmm. So don't go out at night during homecoming week and get in trouble.
No.
Well, that's good. Good talking to you, JB. Looking forward to Friday night. You having and your offensive lineman having a good game. Now I want to talk to Jagger Ludolph, our linebacker, sophomore. So, Jagger, you really have upped your game last several games. Can you kind of go into detail of how it is coming in when some starters get hurt or start subbing? How do you approach the game?
I just stay locked in on the sidelines if I'm not in, just making sure if their helmet pops off or something, I'm ready to go in and fill their role as good as I can.
So I noticed you were on kickoff, and you really go down there fast. Do you enjoy being on the kickoff team?
Yes, sir. Kickoff's fun. You get to hit people and stuff.
So have you had any you played a lot Friday night, and I think you had total of 10 tackles. Does each game as you get in, do you just, I guess, build momentum as you stay in there longer?
Yes, sir. I just got to get in and fill it out, and then whenever I'm good, I can fly around. I just got to get locked in,
Well, your defense is good as advertised, and we're looking forward to this Friday night. Have you seen any video on Shelby County?
Yes, sir. They got a good bit of athletes. The quarterback is very athletic, and we just got to make sure we contain him and play good.
So it's homecoming week, so no distractions, right?
Yes, sir. No distractions. No rolling nobody.
That's
Nothing
right.
like that.
Well, guys, have you had anybody, Jagger, look at you from a college or any letters or anything?
Not yet, but we're working on
Well,
that.
I think keep doing what you're doing, and JBU as well. I'm sure with Coach Slade and your position coach, all of them are going to start. Great opportunity with the way the 411 network has your plays out there and has y'all out there on the media. It's going to help college recruiters find y'all. So we're looking forward to this Friday night. We pray for a good, healthy game for both of you, and thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're watching the Coach Jake Ganus Show, sponsored today by W.C. Wright & Son. We'll be right back where we talk to Coach Jake Ganus about Shelby County.
You think this is just a gray metal box, right? Let's get a little closer. Closer. Yeah, Manor brand air conditioners are designed, engineered, and assembled in the USA.
Play hard, play to win. But when sports injuries occur, you can rely on Encore. Our professional team treats all types of sports-related injuries for athletes of all ages. Our licensed therapists work closely with the patient, your family, and physician to get you back into action quickly and safely. At Encore, we love to see you move. Log on to EncoreRehab.com for a location near you.
What? How is that a flag?
He landed on him after the sack. That's roughing the passer.
What if he hit him high?
Roughing the passer.
And low?
Roughing the passer.
Well, what if he tramples him and then he's like, oh no, and he tries to go back and he tramples him some more and he's like, I'm so sorry.
Wait, what?
Welcome back to the Coach Jake Ganus Show, sponsored today by W.C. Wright & Son. Well, Coach, this week is homecoming. A lot of alumni is going to be coming in. About the distractions, I know there's a lot of activities going on this week. How does you and your coaching staff handle the distractions during homecoming week?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot on the kids. They've got pep rallies, they've got class wars, they've got stuff that they're not shouldn't be partaking in at night happening. But for us, you just got to make it. We set the standard, and we talk about we got to live to the standard to play the standard. So we got to handle this week. We're going to practice in the morning 2 days just to kind of get it out, have their full attention and focus, and then come in the afternoon after the school stuff's done and watch film, maybe do a walk. But besides that, nothing much will change. But last year I was a little worried. My senior class was a little rambunctious, but they handled it well. We came out. We started a little slow versus Springville. We ended up winning. I think it was like 52-13 maybe. So we ended up playing pretty well. So I trust these guys. I've got great leaders, my seniors. We're in the locker room and they control it. So I feel very confident that we'll be able to handle this week. So
looking at Shelby County, what do they type of offense and defense do they run?
Mm-hmm. So offensively, it's 11 personnel. So they have a tight end, number 13. He's a bigger body, does a really good job. But they'll line them up at receiver. So it's the same bodies, and they'll make 10 personnel formations or 11 personnel. 10 personnel is 1 running back, 0 tight ends, 4 receivers. 11 is 1 running back, 1 tight end, 3 receivers. So they make those two kinds of formations. They run, inside runs, just normal inside zone, counter, and then on the perimeter they run, different concepts, 2-man concepts, 3-man concepts. And they got a quarterback, number 10. He's very, very good. He's athletic, does a really good job getting out of the pocket, making plays, extending plays. And then defensively they're a true 3-4, so they'll be 3 down, 4 backers. They're all tied into the box. So, they do a really good job. They hadn't started the way they wanted to, but Coach Ellison's a great coach and a friend of mine, and I know he'll have them ready to play.
So they're 1-3. They got a win. Not this past week. They were off. The week before that, they got their first win against Jemison.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it seems like every team we play either brings their A game,
Yeah.
or they have an off week
Yeah.
to prepare for you.
Yeah.
You mentioned at the end of the game last week that this was kind of a rivalry game for you playing at Chelsea.
Yep.
Can you kind of touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, so playing at Chelsea, this was our big rival. They don't play anymore. Chelsea's now 7A, but man, it was a big deal. County Road 47 runs from City Hall in Columbiana to City Hall in Chelsea, and I actually live on 47, and my address is Columbiana. It's Chelsea Schools, but it's Columbiana address, so really close to home, literally. I know a bunch of the coaches. 2 of them were with me at Chelsea that are there now. A bunch of the players, I see the last names, and I'm wondering if their older brother, uncle, if I know some of them. But it's really, really good people, and just excited. They hosted us, and we're very welcoming. I'm excited to host them, and because I know when I was in high school, our region, it was Moody, Sylacauga, Chelsea, Briarwood, the teams kind of, and so that's why when we did that out of region schedule when I first got the job, we got Sylacauga on there, and we got Shelby County. So I was just trying to bring back that old region that I got to play in for some nostalgic stuff. But no, I'm really excited. That rivalry, that fire, it's kind of gone away. I don't think they've played Chelsea in a very long time. But like I said, it was one of those old school rivalries.
Yeah.
What I would consider like a Moody Odenville kind of deal, literally 411, runs both ways, and 47 runs both ways, and so really excited, opportunity to get to coach against them.
So last week and during Bishop McNamara, our crowd was kind of like quiet. Got homecoming week coming in. When does our crowd really needs to be loud during a football game? Can you kind of touch on that?
Yeah, I think that I think it's it's hard at times to know when exactly to cheer and stuff, because I think in college you go to Brian Denny or Jordan Hare, and like you got different things that are and it's different environment, different atmosphere. I think for us, the biggest thing is like third down on defense. That's when we need the loudest, because that's when we're typically bringing pressure or doing this, and they're trying to get the call, and that's when you get the stop. We hold it up. You see our guys on the sideline. Everybody holds it up. Coaches hold it up. Players on the field hold it up. And then when we're on offense, I think it's naturally the time that you want to cheer, but really we need it quiet when we're on offense so that I can yell to the quarterback from 20 yards away and he can hear me, and sometimes we'll complete a big play, we get loud, and then we stay loud, and so I don't want to deter our fans from cheering at all, but typically you say third down on defense, really anytime we're on defense, but third down especially, and then when we're on offense, after a big play, let's get loud, and then let's calm back down. And our sideline's probably the worst, because I'll turn around and I'll see all my young bucks, and they're pumping the crowd up, and it's second down. I'm like, guys, we can't hear, because our fans can get really loud when they want. But man, we appreciate their support, and we've had 2 home games. We got a third in a row, and let's pack this thing out and make homecoming really special.
So that's the challenge. When we are on defense, we need to be very loud. So, Coach, looking forward to this Friday night homecoming. Injury-wise, I know you really don't want to talk about injuries, but it looks like we're going to be okay for this game.
We're going to be okay. We're getting Braden Wright back this week, which is huge.
Oh, wow, that's great.
And Chase Jackson, if we decide to use him, he'll be able to go as well. So besides Amon, we would technically be all the way back, which we haven't been since week 1. So really excited, kind of the trajectory. It hit us early, and we've weathered that storm, that adversity. And, again, those are circumstances we got to overcome. But happy with our injury prevention. Shout out to our trainer, Brian, and Coach Colby at Amp Fitness, and Coach Cam. Man, they do a great job. Saturday mornings we do active recovery. We're doing treatment. We go to cryo. We get IVs. We do everything we can to take that excuse and circumstance out of the kids' hands and get our kids back to play.
Well, Coach, thank you for your time today.
Yes, sir.
Again, it's homecoming. There will be a lot of Moody alumni coming into this game. Get here early. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. Gates will open between 5 and 5:30. 411 Network will probably go on there around 6 p.m. with the pregame around 6:30. We will be showing the homecoming court on the 411 Network, so there'll be a lot of activities going on. And we'll see you next week as we recap the Shelby County game.